Yes.
James Dawson from Delaware. How do you plan on gaining the trust of the faculty who strongly spoken out against the severe process used in this survey?
It's very simple. I'm going to earn the trust of every one of the members of the community, including the faculty. I'll do it by meeting people, by discussing the issues that they face, by forming partnerships, by generating intellectual excitement, and by working with them to build a stronger campus.
Dr. Assanis, based on what you know so far, what do you consider the big challenges?
The challenges that we're going to face here are no different than the challenges that higher education faces today in general. We've got to create inclusive environments where we celebrate diversity and academic excellence. We want to make sure that we provide access to this excellence and keep the universities an affordable place for people to be able to move upward in society through their education. We want to make sure that we serve the state and the world, in particular creating jobs and giving back to the state and economic development activity in the state. I'm sure that the state of Delaware can use technological and beyond technology, the artistic, the socioeconomic infusion that can emerge from the university. I also think that we're going to have some challenges with the broader federal scene, in particular in how to fund research and scholarship in universities, as the government as a whole is underinvested in discovery and the generation of knowledge, and that's what the universities are all about. With respect to education, we want to make sure that we not only continue to understand the needs of the students, but we invent new models of education that are more active, more engaged, more experiential, that leverage technology to deliver what the learner needs. We need to focus our education on outcomes. We need to focus on learning and not teaching.
First of all, welcome.
Thank you very much. Delighted to be here.
What do you know about the specific diversity challenges facing the University of Delaware? Because it's been a hot topic here. And have you had anything in particular in mind to address diversity on campus, particularly in the student body?
As I said in my opening statement, I believe the challenges that the University of Delaware is facing are no different than the challenges that all universities face today. The universities need to reflect the world in their socioeconomic and enrollment of student type of rubric. We need to be able to build cohesive communities. We need to be able to listen more to each other, appreciate each other, exchange ideas, and come up with solutions that are inclusive. Those solutions are always better and stronger. There is no magic recipe there. It all starts by appreciating and respecting everybody. We really need to generate an air of respect within our institution. I know that the acting president, she has generated already a task force that is working on strategies to improve diversity and inclusion on campus. I'll look very carefully in the recommendations, and then we will take together the appropriate actions. It would be premature for me that I have the magic recipe and I'm going to do this 1, 2, 3. This would not demonstrate respect to the campus and would not demonstrate that I'm listening to the voice of the customer.
Matt, you say one of your goals is to keep college affordable. What specific things do you have in mind at this age?
So one cannot continue to increase the cost of tuition and cannot burden the families and the students with unnecessary debt when they graduate. I know the University of Delaware has a very strong commitment to the Delawareans that when they graduate they will not have any more than 1 year of debt, sort of equivalent to 1 year of tuition, and that's a great start. We want to make sure that we keep it that way. As we continue to search for excellence, excellence is expensive, it costs money, we need resources. How do we generate the resources? We need to be more entrepreneurial. We need to understand that there are limits to the support that the state can provide. There are limits to the tuition we can charge the families and the students. So we have to be able to generate more entrepreneurial academic revenue. It's very possible, anywhere from discovery that leads to innovation in patents and commercialization and startups to online learning and philanthropic support. The universities are truly able to generate more of the resources that they need on their own. We're going to be extremely dedicated to generating those resources that we need to basically fuel our dreams and aspirations, including the philanthropic support. That's going to be a major job. We also need to be very careful about how we spend the resources. And so in some areas, we need to ensure that we're responsible and accountable.
What's your view on online courses, and do you see those expanding in the University of Delaware, or do you see the traditional classroom education being the right place?
It's a great question, and it's not an either-or proposition. There is definitely a place for online learning and technology. I've been involved in this for over 20 years. I've done it. I know what it takes, and we need to go way beyond the distance learning. We need to really understand that online education is actually going to improve in many ways the modes of delivery in residential education environments. So it's not a substitute for that. The students today learn at their own pace and have specific needs that need customization. Online learning and technology are a great way to enhance residential education and develop hybrid modes of delivery, flip the classroom, and other initiatives such as that, and active learning that can help us really educate the students better. Yes?
You talked a lot about committed Delawareans. Talk a little bit about what you hope to see there going forward, being the incoming president, and then also sort of UP's role statewide.
So, first we need to worry about our intake and access, as I mentioned. So our commitment will remain very strong. We're currently admitting 90% of the Delawareans to the university, also in the Associate in Arts program. So I would definitely like to see this continue. At the same time, I want to make sure that we give back to the state. So as I spoken before, student outcomes is very, very important to us. The university can be the engine for innovation and economic development for the state. We absolutely want to make sure that some of our students stay in the state and serve the needs of the state. The state will only be revitalized in this knowledge-based economy if the university leads the way to provide the talent to the state. So it's a twofold part. We have the responsibility to educate the citizens of the state, and then we need to return those citizens, those educated, informed, and engaged citizens back to the state of the world.
Carrie June. Yes, hi, Carrie June from New York Post. I was wondering if there's anything that you would like to focus on in your first year as president. Something you hope to accomplish in your first year.
Well, the first thing that I want to make sure that we continue to build on the legacy of what currently acting President Target is doing, is to build an inclusive and welcoming academic community. This is a foundation, it's a prerequisite for everything else we're going to accomplish together. This is a must. Beyond that, I want to ensure that the university has a strong strategic vision for its future. We have worked on a strategic plan. Obviously, as the new leader coming in, I would like to ensure that what we have is reflecting the aspirations and the shared vision of the community. And I want to work very hard with the community to generate the resources to deliver that vision. And that includes the philanthropic resources. So I would like to kick off a fundraising campaign to enable us to make the margin of excellence that I was describing before beyond the state support and what we can charge tuition. That is the magic recipe, how we're going to keep things affordable. Another significant effort would be to ensure that the scholarship, the interdisciplinary scholarship of our faculty and students is at a very high level. And I want to see this infuse the vision of what we're going to do in the STAR campus. We truly need to develop a strategic plan in the STAR campus, and I want to make sure that this benefits the whole university, not just certain portions of the university.
As someone who's coming here from Long Island and who doesn't have a background living here in Delaware, what challenges does that present for you if you're thinking about taking this job as someone who doesn't have a long history in the state?
I'm a very adaptable citizen of the world, and I hope that the state of Delaware will adopt me now. I've started my life in Greece. I've been educated in a Greek-American middle school and high school. I went and studied in England. I've lived in Boston. I've lived in Urbana-Champaign. I've lived in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I've lived in Stony Brook, New York, in Long Island, as you said. I feel that in many ways Delaware reflects many of my prior experiences, and I'm certainly up to all the challenges and opportunities that the new environment will present both me and my wife, Eleni.
One more question here.
The relationship between the university and the city of New York as a community has always been pretty tense. So going forward, how do you plan to make it more of a cohesive relationship, working together with the city to make sure that the decisions that the university makes do not negatively impact the residents who live here?
So I love your question. I would make a point to visit with the mayor very early on. Hope the mayor was here today, and I want to work with the city council and our own community relations people to understand each other's challenges and opportunities. I truly believe that the University of Delaware is a wonderful opportunity for the city of Newark. There's no doubt in my mind that whether it is real estate, or economic development, or artistic endeavors, the community wouldn't be what it is today without the richness that the university is adding. So I hope that the community can appreciate that and be engaged. At the same time, we do bring challenges to the community, and I think as long as we all understand each other's needs and responsibilities, we will come always to equitable and long-lasting solutions. So I look forward to that challenge. In fact, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for both of us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, and I hope that we have many more interactions.